Go.
It seems like Hera is having way less confidence in me than you have, T90. So, I want to take this moment right here and appreciate your support. Hera, I'm watching you.
All right. Well, I'm just here to be appreciated, That's it.
Yeah.
No, God, come on. I should have looked at what direction the eagle was going. You're about to lose an elephant.
Oh, what? Well,
yeah.
T90, players tend to not always be successful with the laming. So that's something you have to keep in mind.
Yeah, I'm sure Nicov's going to fail this. All right, so Incas versus Bohemians. My thought process here is archers. I don't know how much you heard when you were taking your break, but Nicov is very technical with his archer micro.
Yep.
I expect him to macro well, and I'm curious about it, but I think we're going to see a lot of marketing and selling stone and buying food.
Okay.
And I think like half this series is going to be a race to ballistics.
Okay.
Though I actually forget what the other maps are right now.
So we have, what was his home maps and mine? Mine were Yucatan and Steppe, right? Or did I ban that? Yeah, something.
I don't know. I feel like if anyone's going to give us this information without me tabbing out, it would be you. So wait a second. So that means you don't know Nikov's home maps. So that means Nicov wins 3-0, and we never see a Nicov home map. I see.
Like, it's so hard to cast your own games. That's what I'm saying, man.
All right, I get it. See, that's why I don't. That's why I'm not ever going to improve much further, because I can't run the risk of competing in my own events. It was a big controversy, but like prior to Hidden Cup 4 and like the 2v2 World Cup, I was really thinking about like actually trying for once in my life, and I just decided it would be worse for the audiences out there, and that I just figured I'd just act like I suck,
Well, the thing is, if like I'll be very honest right now, if you're losing against Danny Boy, you should not have any ambitions to try to compete in Age of Empires 2.
Wait, losing against?
Yeah.
Or losing with?
Against.
Oh, okay. Well, didn't you lose to Daniel? Is that the joke?
We're not talking about me right now. We're talking about you.
Yeah. I seem to remember you lost to Daniel, and it was.
Oh no, I lost as well.
You remember now?
Oh, I lost as well. Oh no, I roasted us both. Oh no.
Well, anyways,
let's focus on the game.
What do you think of the civs here? Like, in terms of, like, so Bohemians Incas, right? We're talking a tournament where you receive civilizations from the enemy. I feel like both of these civilizations are actually pretty good to receive.
I agree.
Yeah, like, Bohemians have the gold mining upgrades. Bohemians are fantastic to play into archers. I'd say they're a little less flexible than the Incas. But they are arguably better at the archer line than the Incas are, though the Incas could obviously go eagles. Both civs are pretty good with monks. And I guess we're just not going to see any cav this game.
Why would they be better in terms of the range units? They're exactly the same.
Bohemians?
No, they're exactly the same.
Chemistry and Castle Age?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. They have chemistry and Castle Age, but it's a technology you don't see too often. But maybe this game.
But you use the word exactly, okay? You said exactly the same. So that would be incorrect. But I get what you're saying.
Whoa, okay.
We're getting real technical here.
Okay. If you want to go that direction, I'll be super precise with what I'm going to claim.
No, it's fine.
Okay?
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so T90. So we see the blue player, Jordan, going for barrack here. He walled himself up very nicely, so, there is an eagle out, so I want to be better safe than sorry. And on the left-hand side, we have Nicov building a barrack himself. He has full vision that the barrack is going to go up from Jordan, so yeah, let's see how that one is going to play out. What do you think is going to happen here?
Well, I think Nikov's going to open one range.
Okay.
And he sees this is going according to plan because he knows that Jordan's going to go for man-at-arms. And just to clarify for people on my end, because someone's right. Just to clarify one thing here, because people are a little confused. These games are Rex that have not been seen by anyone except the players, and Jordan just so happens to be casting, and he also played. So that's what we're working on right now. Someone's like, is Jordan talking about this while he's playing right now? Is that not distracting for him? So
Well,
just
it
wanted
is.
to clarify that.
It is distracting. So whenever you're spotting a severe stupid mistakes by me, keep in mind I'm doing two things at once right now.
Yeah, he's holding himself back. Well, okay, Spearman was added there from Nicov. He was definitely hoping to hit that scout.
Yeah.
The Spearman won't be helpful in any other way, and he's got to get the walls down here. Jordan arrives, and Jordan will not break through here.
Yep.
Nicov faster to the archers, which is what he wanted, but also Jordan, I don't think will be too upset about having map control right now, because he's able to sit back and control the game, and it's going to take Nicov some time.
Yep. And, you know, for both players, I think it is okay, because as you mentioned, Jordan has map control right now, but Nicov, he has the faster timing with the archers and with the blacksmith, and he will be able to keep those militia at bay. And I think it was a very smart move by the blue player, who is this guy, by the way, to not tech into men-at-arms, because, you know, he would not have been able to deal any damage with those anyway. And Nicov, he's just excelling in those micro battles, right? He's utilizing his archers so nicely, and he for sure will be able to seek some damage.
Now, Nikov's build order required him to skip a mill. So he is going now to the berries to the south, so he'll have that. And then Jordan has had the food eco from the mill, and he's actually going for a second mill now. But what Jordan won't have is as many range units. And these are the moments I said while you were taking a break that Nicov can snowball this on you really, really fast.
Yes.
So Jordan's got to he's got to be patient, and he's got to ideally wait for some skirmishers here.
Yep.
And once he's got one or two more range units, he can make a move, and he hops out. And Jordan, how do you think this fight's going to go?
Yeah, I think Nicov is, because he has the superior micro, he's going to smash all the militia out of this this game. And yeah, the Spearman is just going to be such a crucial unit here in this army composition.
It is, yeah.
Because
Look
it's
at the confidence, though, from Nicov.
Yeah.
And both players using their infantry to distract. And, wow, the Spearman actually... You were right. It did distract there nicely. And
yeah, like it was functioning like a ram, literally.
Another pick off there for Nicov.
Yeah, and the micro here is just insane for Nicov. He's doing a good job there. And
also, you could question Jordan taking fights with skirmishers before armor.
I could
but
question.
He might be a caster. You know, like that could be something that is just a caster mistake.
That's the thing if you're trying
also,
to do
late
both
eco
things.
upgrade. Oh, man. Oh, wow. This guy's really, really bad, actually.
Yeah. How did he end up in the tournament anyway? Like, that's the things I'm asking myself right now. Okay, we have Nicov walling in the south side of his base, so that way he wants to fully focus on the north side. And yeah, he's having a great setup there. He also has all the 3 mills on the berry bushes, while Jordan only has 2. So overall, it looks very good for Nicov, I have to say, so far, because his trades have been more efficiently, and his economy also seems a bit more healthy, because, you know, he doesn't have the farms which Jordan has invested into, and that means he should have more wood to pump out the military a bit more than Jordan does.
I think Jordan is in trouble here.
I think so as well.
He's going to be late to the market.
Yep.
So Nikov's going to get the better market prices. Nikov's completely walled in the south, so there's no reason... Like, Jordan's army in the south doesn't help. Yep. Jordan actually made skirmishers, which cost food and wood, and then also researched armor, which is an extra 100 food.
Exactly.
Which means, in theory, he is now further from the castle age. And this is... If every map was an archer meta map, I would favor Nicov 9 times out of 10 over Jordan. So this is the type of situation we kind of discussed earlier, and Nicov should be faster to castle age now.
Can you repeat that, please?
Should be faster to castle age now?
Just, you know, like 2 sentences rewinded.
I'm confused.
I was drinking my water, so I was not sure if I listened correctly. There was something with 9 out of 10.
Oh, I said if it was pure archer micro, so every game was archers, like every game was this type of game. So let's say Britons v Britons, or like Ethiopians v Ethiopians. I think Nicov would win 9 times out of 10.
Against who?
Against Jordan.
Okay.
That's my honest and also slightly controversial opinion.
Okay. Yeah.
Nicov moves in.
Yeah. Okay. Now at least the elephant is in the room.
The elephant is in the room. I don't know if that's a saying, but I actually love that. I mean, it kind of is. It kind of is. So like the way the saying, the way I normally hear that saying is like if there's something that needs to be talked about, you say let's address the elephant in the room. But I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty much the same thing, to be honest with you.
Well, you get my point, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, it makes sense. It's logical. And Jordan is going to move forward with his 2 skirmishers now. He's going to look for these archers.
Yep.
And he's going to find them. And he's going to be a little terrified, I'm sure, when he sees that Nikov's faster to the next stage.
Yes, for sure. He also has a siege workshop coming up, most likely with the villager being forward. I don't expect a monastery coming in. And yeah, indeed, we have the siege workshop. And now, Jordan realizes Nicov is up to cast stage a bit later. And we know how good the micro is of Nicov. And there is a gap. Oh boy, T90, could the game end right there?
It depends how good Jordan's micro is. Nikov's not even going to allow it to get to this point. He's just going to run in. Still 5 seconds away from the upgrades is Jordan.
Yep.
And the micro for Jordan is pretty good. Nikov's got to be careful because he might not be able to escape if the micro's off. And Jordan's holding on here. But barely. It still could swing either way.
Yeah, for sure.
This is sick micro from both players, actually. And now he's trapped. Like, I feel like that is a typical Nicov moment where he could have just kept the hill and he would have been safe. It would have been fine. But he saw the opportunity to kill and it was almost too what word am I looking for?
Impatient.
Too tempting.
Yeah,
too tempting to go in. And on the bright side, though, he does have siege.
So, T90, was that 1 out of 10 now?
The game's not over yet.
But we were talking about Micro, man.
Oh, no. I meant, like, I'm talking, like, if it was a full-on 1v1 with Archer Civs on Arabia, I think 9 out of 10 is pretty bold. Maybe I should have said, like, 6 out of 10 or 7 out of 10. But
6 out of 10?
But Jordan's going to show us his micro because he's about to get ballistics.
Yeah.
Nicov chose not to get that, so he could go for the siege.
Yeah. And that's always a tough task as a player. What are you prioritizing? Do you go for ballistics or do you go for the siege? And honestly, there is no clear answer to that. I think it is so depending on the situation, and yeah, it always depends on so many factors there.
Nicov, though, he needs to force fights right now because Jordan is running right over to Nikov's base, and Nikov's base is so exposed.
Yep.
And he's like using the market like crazy. I don't know what he's trying to afford. Oh, he's going to drop a TC, and Jordan is heading right towards that town center.
And Nicov spots the crossbows with the skirms now. And the TC is at 50% now. So he will definitely take some damage here on the villagers.
Yeah, big loss for Nicov. Again, like, I don't think he needed to dive with that first crossbow army. He could have maintained his numbers, controlled the game. And I mentioned it at the start that I think, like, overall, like, Nicov can have some really bright moments. But there's a few decisions here or there which are less consistent than this Jordan guy.
Yeah. That's a problem for Nicov. He was a bit over extended there and lost the crossbows, and therefore he kind of lost the. I don't want to say lost the position on the middle because he still has it, but he would have been in a better position for sure if he had not dove in.
He does have 2 TCs now, so while he loses those vills, as long as he doesn't lose more, he'll actually gain a vill lead over Jordan, who must be feeling a little bit of pressure to still do damage here.
Yeah, especially Nicov has such a beautiful position with the mangonels on the hill. And
oh, he did. Big shot from Jordan there.
Yeah. And Nicov, I would say, is maybe top 4, top 5 if it's about mangonel micro. So it is a very scary thing if Nicov is able to get the position onto you. So yeah, it's going to be tough to defend there.
I do not like how Nicov has not been able to use his crossbows the last couple minutes. He's not making any more crossbows either. The lack of ballistics has made this so awkward for him. But 45 villagers versus 49. I think Jordan should probably buy some stone and add a town center here shortly. I, of course, haven't seen the games, but I'm expecting him to buy 100 stone here any second. Still not thinking about chemistry, and Nicov could get a big attack ground on Jordan, and he does get a decent shot. Good job from Jordan, though, to notice this, as he very characteristically is now getting Town Watch.
You talked about it earlier. That's my favorite upgrade, yeah. But it fits also, right? Especially in these kind of moments, you want to have the extra vision. And, you know, it makes sense to invest 75 food and risk the DC idle time to get the extra vision there.
You really need to get... I think at this point, if you still don't have the town centers, if you're Jordan, chemistry just makes sense. His army is getting pounced on in the north. So that's going to get dealt with. Nicov now 48 villagers against 52 from Jordan. But Jordan's got so much wood, so much gold. At least buy some food. They go for chemistry here. Okay, there's the stone for the town center, I guess.
And look at the mangonel micro of Nicov. He was able to snipe off 2 mangonels from the blue player. And he didn't lose his mangonel in return. So it is really, really well done by him. And these are the moments where he excels the most, I feel like. If it's about the micro battles.
And Jordan did also kill some villagers on the south side of Nikov's base. And he notices that maybe ballistics will be coming in shortly because he's next to the university. And this is why I think this series could go to 5 games. Because this has been so close. But I have to say that food eco does not look really good for Nicov right now. He's got to fix that.
Yeah. He only has 8 on food, as you mentioned, T90. And, you know, if you have 2 TCs, you're not going to be able to sustain the villager production.
Shot, Jordan. Maybe. Oh, so many things could go right or wrong for either player here. And it's going better for Jordan so far. Oh, big shot from Nicov. Sorry, I know this is awkward because you already know what happens here.
I forgot what happens.
The micro.
I literally forgot what happened there. So I'm still excited how this is playing out.
Well, we'll see if Jordan can remember there's crossbows that might be heading towards the south. But now that Jordan has been able to pass that siege workshop, this gets so difficult for Nicov. And I think Jordan, I mean, he's got the Vil lead. He's got the military lead. He's put Nicov under so much pressure, and he hasn't taken any damage for some time here. Jordan, he could do a lot behind this. He could click the chemistry upgrade, which I know I would love. Or he could send more army forward, and Nicov forced a micro against the siege and the crossbows, but this is incredible micro.
This is just beautiful micro by Nicov, and he has lost maybe 2 crossbows in the process, while he was killing 6 crossbows of Jordan, killing
That's
another
disgusting.
one, and this was such a beautiful hit by the mangonel.
Yeah, it was a good hit, but Nicov will recover. Also, Nicov about to hit Jordan's gold. This also reminds Jordan to send those villagers to work.
There is a second TC, actually.
Yeah.
And
actually, did Jordan not notice that?
It kind of looks like that. Oh, finally.
Yeah, finally. And that should lead to some losses there for him. And Nikov's right back in this.
Yeah.
It's 69 population versus 74. Very close.
Yep. This is a very close game so far. Both populations 76, 72, as you mentioned. Super close there. And Nicov, he is seeking to put on the aggression even further with the mangonel and the few crossbows. And he has the position with the hill, right? And that one is such a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
Jordan gets rocked again by another shot. He's trying to take out the mangonel, but he might not be able to.
No. It doesn't look like that. Oh.
I was just going to say, I think if Nicov could just continue to push with the siege here,
Yep.
he now doesn't have to worry about Jordan hitting anywhere else. And Jordan desperately needs gold in the long term. There is gold elsewhere, but it's just so hard to remember that and switch around when you need the gold constantly to make more army as he gets hit by another shot.
Yeah. And in the micromanagement, Nicov definitely has done a better job here. Oh, even though the KD is extremely equal, 64 against the 61, it feels like Nicov has just done it a bit better in terms of the high quality units like the mangonels. I'm sure he had I don't know, like 4 to 2 trade or 5 to 3, something like that.
It feels like Jordan is about to have a big shot, though. Like, I feel like he's going to have a big uphill shot on 3 mangonels. Nicov needs to spread his out a bit more. Oh, there's another shot for Jordan. I can't look at this. Jordan, I can't imagine having played in this position. I'd be too tempted to hop out there with my Mangonel right now.
Yeah, like I want it right now.
So Jordan flirting with Imp. He's had better food eco for most of Castle H.
Yeah.
That's good.
And these situations, they can snowball so fast. So you have to be so cautious, especially as the defensive player. Because as the aggressive player, if you're losing the position, you can still fall back. But the defensive player, he definitely needs to pay attention that everything is working fine here. And we see another Mangonel shot coming in for both players, and Nicov definitely taking the advantage here and even killing this one.
Yeah, I feel like as Nicov again is microing, I feel like Jordan doesn't want to have any big engagements for the next couple minutes. He really wants those imp upgrades. A good reminder to maybe get chemistry, Jordan, when you're on your way to the next stage.
You're obsessed with chemistry.
In Castle Age. Yeah, you can't afford it. It's better than producing more vills. Jordan, 1 for 1. That's
Jordan,
a big
1 for
crossbow
1.
mass.
Yeah.
That's a big crossbow mass. I really think Nicov needs to kill more here.
Also,
Nikov's ranges, I've noticed, aren't producing consistently. They're just idle back behind this. And I think if he had continued to produce crossbows as well, he could have maybe broken this position.
Yep. Also, on the right-hand side, the crossbows have been spotted. While we see another Mangonel micro war between the both players.
Ooh, that's not even a war. That's a defeat for Nicov. That was really bad.
Yep.
And now if his crossbows are trapped here, he could lose that army. And Jordan, 83 villagers. Nicov, 85 villagers. It feels like Jordan is just a few minutes away from being able to just stomp Nicov.
Sanctity
you didn't
coming
forget
in.
That micro. You didn't forget that micro, by the way.
No. Yeah.
Wait, you're getting Sanctity over Fervor right now?
Yep. It's more important. For my lovely monks.
I like how when we were casting earlier, we talked about the importance of Sanctity, and you're getting Sanctity for one monk that is bringing in a relic.
Are you going to complain now?
Uncontested.
Are you going to complain now that it's too early?
I'm just saying it's clearly easier to cast than it is to play at times, right? And wow, what a game!
Yeah.
What the macro from Jordan though, so good. Well played, Jordan. And yeah, I think the difference here was Nicov didn't have enough crossbows. Yeah. He stopped producing from his ranges, and apart from that, just comes back to the farm count for me from Jordan. He had a lot more farms working in the mid game.
It also feels for me that if Nicov at early stage when he was jumping into my base and I still had the archers instead of the crossbow man.
Yep.
You know, like players like Hera and Nicov, Hera and Lyri, they killed me there. But Nicov, it felt like for me that his micro was not as it is usually. Maybe the first game of the tournament vibes. And he had two slight off plays there, and that's where I was able to capitalize. Otherwise, he kills me.
All right. And we've got Magars versus Sicilians. Nicov, I think, played really well in the first game, but maybe regretting giving Jordan the Bohemians with all those mining upgrades, and maybe regretting not being able to finish off the game in the early stages was really tough. We've got 2 civs that I think we would both agree they're not the best Arabia civs, but they are very solid and have lots of strengths that you can work with.
Yep.
It's just a matter of getting there.
Yep. That's the thing. Also, Jordan right now, he is using his scout very aggressively, and it could be that he is going to go for lame here. Even though he's kind of known to be a very friendly player, but it looks like he is trying to do something here, T90. And Nicov on the other side, he's just pushing the deer, so he wants to get his build order as smoothly as possible.
Has there been any adjustment to boar or rhino locations on these maps?
I have no idea. I think so.
Because I asked that because it looks to me like, well, actually, I look at Jordan's map. I'm going to assume no. Okay. Because your rhino's forward, so I would say no.
Yeah. That's not the only thing which is forward, by the way.
Yeah, I see the golds there. The berries are there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not too good, especially if Nicov were to go with Man-at-Arms, but it might be one of the rare times, since Magyar scouts are so good, that we see a scout opening here.
Yep.
I know we thought we were going to see it in the Song set,
which
And Jordan
we
might actually know
saw.
this.
Yeah.
Jordan sees 2 on wood. That should tell him this is scouts.
Yeah. I have the confirmation that there are 2 on wood, so I can, already say that man-arm aggression or primal rush is not too likely. Because there you need the 3 or 4 on wood. So, yeah, and also, let me see if Jordan has scouted that one. Yeah, Jordan has also... One sec. What am I doing here? Okay, here. He also sees that the likelihood of deers being pushed is very high because he only sees 1 deer there in the pack.
Also the score would probably tell you a lot too, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Which makes sense. If you see 2 on wood, normally they're being super greedy. They don't want to have as much on wood. They'll focus more on food. And over at Jordan's side, I think we're going to see a barracks, but not too sure now because we see the second house. I do have a question for you, though, Jordan. Obviously, casting your own games is a bit different. So
yeah, but I have the APM to do so go ahead.
Okay, all right, good. What's the square root of 572?
172. That's 13 dot...
I'm kidding.
13.1.
I wanted to see how fast you'd respond because you have the APM.
But,
But
all good.
what are your confidence levels like, or what were your confidence levels like against Nicov here before going into the set?
It's very tough to play against Nicov because, when you're trying to prepare against Nicov, you realize that you cannot really prepare against him because he is excelling on every single map. He is just so well-rounded as a player. And he's having a beautiful micro, right? It's one of the best in the games. And it definitely is better than mine. So going against him, especially at the beginning, is a tough task to do. And also the fact that his macro capabilities are so strong as well. We see that in team games, for example, 4am, where he's excelling so much as well. And he's always being so consistent with his macro. It's just like, I feel like we are so equal in terms of player strength. And yeah, I always know that I have to bring my A game. Otherwise, he will just clap me 3-0 without any issue.
Okay, so you have a healthy respect for him, basically.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. Yeah.
This build order is something that's new to me, man.
Which one?
Barracks before mill. 21 pop. I guess at this point you realized you probably couldn't do any damage.
Yep.
And you decided to just go up to feudal age here, which is probably your best choice from here. And you're going to push in some deer. Could be scouts, actually, for the Sicilians. Maybe Jordan will open up defensively with some spearmen and scouts and just hope not to take any early losses.
Yeah, exactly. Everything is looking like that he's going to go for the scouts, especially because he's luring in the deer. And yeah, he's not on gold so far, so... Yeah, I think we're pretty safe there.
Meanwhile, Nicov has gone for the small walls. He did see the barracks, which I'm sure had him a little... It will make him expect something here.
Yep.
But he hasn't seen it yet, so he could be a little confused. And then he's going to add his staple at home with a 19-pop Scout Rush. I actually... we've seen Scout builds today. I actually think that part of the reason why Scouts aren't as meta is because players are going for 20 pops Scouts still. Or 21, and they're trying to go 2 lumber camps. And I think more and more that the 1 lumber camp approach is actually very, very strong if you can get a couple walls down.
Yeah. We have Nicov engaging here against the villager, and that is going to be a close one. And he traded that 1 villager with the scout. So that's the question. Was that a good trade or not? Losing the scout for the villager? What do you think, T90?
Normally... Well, I mean, it's certainly better than losing the scout and then having the Vil be on 1 HP, which is what would happen if I would try that. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I think it's fine, and I would say normally it's not because it's going to make the rest of your scout rush unsuccessful. But it is looking like Jordan is just going to play defensive here, and it doesn't look like he would really take many losses anyways.
Yeah.
So I think getting the Vil kill when you can get it there ends up being okay in this scenario.
Yeah. Okay. So we have Force Color coming in for Sicilians, and that's just something you want to do as soon as possible before planting down your farms, because they are getting the extra boost on the farms with that farm upgrades, right? So
Did you see your scout do a little twirly whirly there?
Of course.
That was amazing.
That was on purpose.
Yeah?
Yep.
What hotkey do you use for that?
Alpha.
Ah, okay.
Oh.
I thought that was the Alt F4 hotkey. It's my favorite.
Well, that can be dicey sometimes.
Nicov forcing some small walls from Jordan. I like how Jordan just accepted that this is something he has to do. He could have tried to wall from the house to the edge of the map, but felt like he wouldn't have the time. But does he know the scouts are here? Oof. Looks like he does. And the goal gets quick walled. And well played from Jordan.
And that is always a very dangerous thing if you are open like that and the Magus has the scouts on your base, right? You have to be very clinical with the quick walls, because if you do one slight misstep, then he's going to take or deal damage to you, so gotta watch out for that.
Oh,
Which Jordan did in this case, so nice play by him.
Yeah, he's not bad. Not bad at all, but he definitely feels the need to do damage right now.
Awkward. It feels so awkward to compliment
So
yourself.
just making
there.
it more awkward for you.
Oh god, yeah.
Now, being Sicilians, you do receive less bonus damage, but it feels like Jordan's entire army can just be countered by skirmishers right now.
Exactly.
And that is a big issue, as he seems a little lost. He wants to go forward, but he doesn't feel like he could do damage on the front, so he's now running home. And I think that's all very good for Nicov, as he kills a second spearman and only loses one scout.
For sure. And that's also the reason why Mega Scout Rush is tending to be very, very successful, because they're also able to kill the spearmans pretty fast as well. So you gotta be very careful with the defense here. Now Jordan is forced to retreat because he realizes, yeah, Nikov's map is looking very safe so far. And we were talking about it a bit earlier, T90, about the good old potato walls, or the good old egg walls. And this one, I would claim, is kind of looking like that as well. But it is very efficient.
Yeah, and you can move forward more comfortably. Like you at the moment, you're stuck here because you have to respect this army more. And Nicov takes this fight. I'm a little surprised, but he does see that Jordan doesn't have fletching. I don't like that fight, though. I would prefer to see Nicov keep those 5 scouts alive.
Yep.
A very weird engagement. And that is maybe a trend for Nicov, where he'll get a lead, and then he'll try and do too much. Like he feels like, I have to do more, I have to do more. I don't think he does. I think he's good enough to get that one villager kill, go up towards Castle Age. But here he comes with skirmishers now.
Yeah, and now Nicov will try to be annoying on these berries, most likely, because they are the first position to tackle. And yeah, he does not... Okay, he has fletching as well. So he will be annoying, and Jordan will have to respect that. He doesn't have any stables, so he will not be able to defend those skirms with scouts himself.
Yeah, what he could do if he had fletching, though, is he could engage against this, because Sicilians, with these archer numbers, I mean, Jordan's going to have 10 archers. Jordan could push back 4 skirmishers, I feel like, no problem. Again, if Nicov had those scouts, though, he could run right through, right hit the goal.
Exactly.
But at this point, Jordan can be a little more relaxed about this.
Yeah.
And he's even adding the market, which, to me, I think our meta is all about getting to Castle Age. Tells me Jordan might even be tempted to sell some of that extra stone and buy some food.
Yeah. Now we see the 10 archers being ungarrisoned as well. And now, as I said, with the Sicilian archers, you should be fine against the skirms here, as you're taking only 50% of the bonus damage. And we see a micro going on, but yeah. Nicov is just running away, and there is no way to chase after that. And therefore, both players now are getting into a stable situation. Nicov with 37 villagers, going up to Castle Age a bit faster than Jordan here. And Jordan, 39 villagers in the meanwhile as well. Nicov, however, he has wheelbarrow, he has all the fuel age upgrades. And that is something which Nicov, I feel like, has improved upon throughout the last months. That he's taking care that the economy upgrades are in time. And that way, I feel like, has helped him to improve as well his gameplay.
I like the house walls on the left for Nicov. That way, the palisades aren't there to break through. Would like to see another house, though, to the right of his house on the very left.
Yeah, this one. Where the villager stands, right?
Yep. What I am a little worried about for Nicov, though, is that early crossbow spike is very strong right now. And these skirmishers haven't killed any archers. And, I mean, Jordan is, I think, on the fence, and if he even wants to... Okay, he's going to hide the stable, but I don't think Jordan really needs to have any knights. Jordan's going to have crossbows with Bodkin, and Nicov is going to have to save up a long time before he has enough knights to trade against that many crossbows.
Yep, for sure. I mean, he has a healthy arch number right now. He's killing all the skirms in the process, and that will make him very comfortable, right? He's still choosing to add the stable here. That's a questionable decision, but I guess he knows what he's doing there. And oh
Or
God.
does he?
Does he really know what he's doing?
Or does he regret that right now? Yeah, I gotta be honest. I would completely die if I were in Nikov's position right now. He's gonna go for TCs and try and get the knights out. If fast ballistics were to come in here, I feel like Jordan could do so much to the wood lines, but I guess Jordan hasn't moved forward yet. And Jordan saves a villager on the wood line, but there's another one! And that's gonna be another what? That villager was one hit away. Oink! Okay, she's dead now. Okay, we're good. We're good. And Jordan's got to move forward now, and here he is.
So he sees, what does he see? So literally, he sees that there are flags in the stable, and he sees 2 stables there, right? And it's not like he has too many crossbows right now. He sees that Nicov is perfectly defended with the extra TC as well. There's no way to break through here. And as he is exposed at home as well, he is kind of forced to go back just to prevent taking any damage here.
Oh boy, I think that the stable is definitely a big regret at this point. There was no need. Nicov didn't invest into the skirmishers. There was no need to grab that, but there is a monastery at home, and Nikov's going to try and get some pickoffs, and that monk's presence means that Nicov needs to run back. But the fact that Nicov has been able to go to 3 town centers, and boom, without having to get +2 armor on his knights, which is normally a must, it just comes back to the fact that Jordan didn't rush ballistics. He's not forcing fights against the army. He's maybe not as confident that he can get in and do anything.
Yep.
I guess it is the way Nicov has set up his base has made it very complicated for you to do something here. So
yeah,
maybe you're just going to boom it out now.
Exactly, and ballistics is not something you want to invest in because at the high level, T90 will get there. Nicov will just micro his knights with the split micro that the ballistics are not going to be serving anything.
Really? I don't know. I feel like every game it's just a race to crossbow. Also, did Nicov just snipe another Vil? Oh my god, Nicov just sniped another Vil. Holy crap, that was so sick.
Yeah. So he was literally killing 2 villagers with that one low HP scout, so that was just a beautiful play by him.
Didn't you send a knight in there to kill that scout? Like,
yes,
a minute ago?
Yeah, I thought so as well, but apparently it didn't execute the patrol properly. And
yeah, so maybe you patrolled it and it did, and then he ran away and it missed it or something.
Yeah, and if you're looking at the setup, I feel like Nikov's position is just so much better because he has the map control, he has a better economy as well, he's lacking the castle age upgrades, but for Jordan, he's kind of forced to stay at home, right? And you don't feel too comfortable as well to go for forward siege to force the issue because, you know, your opponent could easily go heavily onto the knight production and then completely crush you.
Yeah, I would have... I guess the stone positions are exposed. But it feels like a spot where like lots of monks and crossbows going forward into like some type of a offensive castle would feel good. But it's just not in the cards right now. For Jordan, as he loses the monk. And he maybe looks a little helpless as we see a second barracks. As I assume that's going to be for pikemen.
No, longsword.
Supplies!
Supplies. Oh, T90, man. Of course it's going to be pikemen. I guess. Let's see. And that's
well,
Yeah, good.
I was just going to say that I always feel like switching into pikes is a bit awkward because knights still 1v1 a pikeman.
Yep.
Especially Magyar knights with all that attack. So you need to have a lot of pikes with those crossbows.
Yeah, for sure. Also, one thing I want to mention here is the knight of Jordan in Nikov's base. And what do you think I was scouting there, T90? What
for
am I?
anything to kill.
What am I specifically scouting for?
To see if he's on stone.
What is literally the worst thing which can happen in that situation for Sicilians if you're up against Magyars?
Literally the worst thing.
Yeah.
Knights when he's got 15 more villagers than you? I mean...
No, CA play. The CA transition. Because if he's going
Really?
for the CA transition, the Sicilians really struggle against that. Right?
But
So
like, wouldn't the CA... Okay, so you're just checking to see if it's
Yeah,
happening.
yeah. I have to check all the time if he's transitioning to CA, because then I will obviously have to make adjustments to my play. And all I saw was heavily booming and stables, right? So I know, okay, he's not transitioning into CA yet. So
Okay, so now going Arbalest Halb feels a bit better, I guess.
Exactly.
Because if there's going to be a Cav Archer transition, then Halb would be a little more questionable.
Yeah, exactly. And we see Nicov now adding more stables as well.
Oh, Jordan's going to lose another monk, but Jordan does have 3 relics.
Yep.
I will point out that I haven't seen the Sanctity upgrade once this game. Not that that would have mattered, but, you know, after we talked the previous game, just something to bring up.
It feels like whenever it's about Sanctity, I can never make you satisfied, T90.
I mean, once something... Once the jokes begin, man, they'll never stop. So, and I feel like the forward gold positions for Nicov are so important here. Like, if he doesn't take a good fight in early Imperial Age, he's going to really struggle against Jordan's army comp.
Yeah, both players are going up to Imperial Age. Roughly at the same time, Nicov having a slight advantage here, but look at the economy difference. That's just so massive. He has 18 villages more, and... You know, he's completely safe at home, building a beautiful castle to secure the gold as well. And Nicov is looking in a very good position, while Jordan, in the meanwhile, he's struggling
Scouting for Cav Archers.
Scouting for Cav Archers very desperately. And adding the 4th TC now as well, because he knows exactly he needs to improve his economy to be able to fight against the Magyar and Imperial Age there.
I feel like... The way Nicov set his base up was so nice because it made it so the early crossbow spike couldn't work.
Yep.
And then he didn't even need to get chain barding armor. Like, I cannot think of a single game I have played over the last year where I was going knights against crossbow and didn't need to get chain barding armor. I'm just so exposed to some type of attack or something.
Yep.
It would have to happen. And he didn't even produce that many.
Exactly.
Either. Like,
exactly.
He's really has done a good job here. As he's going to get the Imp armor now and Cavalier and look to hit Jordan on the top of his base.
Yeah, and there are 13 knights coming in, or 14 even, and killing that monk here, but Jordan, he is anticipating that one, so he should not lose too many villagers in the process. Yeah, indeed, garrisoning up there. And, you know, this is kind of a game of playing like cat and mouse, but Nicov definitely enjoying himself here because he's always forcing the action at Jordan's base, and the only thing Jordan can do right now is defend because he has no tools right now to push forward.
It feels like Jordan needs enough to force a fight because Nikov's just going to take his good old time and just wait.
Yeah.
He's just waiting. He's the cat in this cat and mouse game. He's waiting to pounce.
Exactly.
And the mouse is just cowering in fear in his base, terrified of what's to come.
100%. And the problem is, the economy of Jordan is not that good because, you know, Nicov, he was doing good jobs and trying to raiding, and it was never really clear for Jordan what exactly Nicov was going for. If he was going for Siege Workshop, push all in and cast it, stuff like that. So Jordan was forced to cut some corners. And yeah, now he has 89 villagers, but he doesn't have Arbalest yet. He doesn't have Chemistry yet. He's getting in the Halberdiers. But look at that, he only has 18 halberdiers, while Nicov, he has 30 cavalries. And Jordan is forced to go to the south to make something happen.
Okay, so if Nicov sees this, he just needs to get a castle up on the right side here, I think. Because Jordan's trying to force a fight, still doesn't have Arbalest, which really hurts. And, oh, wow, he's just going to take the fight, and the Halbs are separated from the crossbows. The castle fire is going to help. This is a really good fight for Nicov.
Yeah. That was a perfect trade for Nicov, and Jordan is forced to go back here. Overall, he lost a lot of halberdiers for nothing, I would say. It's not the biggest loss, but still, he doesn't have the economy to afford doing stuff like that.
Also, one upgrade for Jordan. Not even the second armor, not the first attack, not Arbalest. It feels like the panic is real.
Yep.
And it might be the fact that you're casting with me right now that is making you struggle to get some of these numbers and upgrades in because of the pressure.
Yeah, 1 sec, T90, I will quickly focus.
That sounded so real. Don't confuse people more, Jordan. The Cavalier for Nicov go in as Jordan's making a castle to defend his houses, defend his people. That's not going to give him the map control. I mean, honestly, you do have all the relics here, so I could definitely see how sitting back is something that makes you... I'm probably not too excited, but it's an option in some circumstances. But Nikov's everywhere right now. We got Trebs on the left side. We got Cavalier heading to the north right now.
Yep. So Nicov is trying to spread Jordan thin, trying to, you know, been raiding all the time on the north side, on the south side. And what I love what Nicov is doing right now is he's utilizing the outpost functionality quite heavily. While in the meanwhile, he's running into the halberdiers on the north side, so losing a bit of HP there on his cavalry. And he's now building a second castle as well, so Jordan will have really hard problems to get to the stone here in the front of him.
Like, Jordan... Like, Nicov has a throw in him every now and then, and this is... I wouldn't even say this would be a throw if Nicov were to lose. He's ahead, but he doesn't have the relics. And he's got to go in for the kill. But that said, 40 army. He's making the archer ranges now. So we're probably going to see skirmishers or cav archers. I think cav archers would be the best choice. But obviously that's pricey. And it's time for Nicov to finally try and like finish off this game and go for it.
For sure. He definitely has the lead here. And he's now getting the ranged units upgrades as well. He's going for skirms. Cannot really afford going paladins. Cav archers. Because he went so heavily to the cavalry. And yeah, now let's see. Nicov, he is definitely trying to make something happen on the north side as well. Let's see how well Jordan is going to react. Okay, he's reacting immediately. Due to the outpost, that's why the outpost is so important. And Nicov feels like he's playing it surely, safely, but he's pushing.
Yeah, what I like is Nicov is forcing Jordan to react.
Yeah,
so he's
exactly.
Like, I got attack here. You have to respect this. And then the second that attack happens, he's going to try and attack on the other side.
Yep.
As he's massing the skirms and getting the upgrades. And slowly taking out Jordan's barracks here, which is obviously an issue for Jordan because he's going to need the halberdiers.
Yep.
First Crusade, what do you think about that? Because it's looking really bad for Jordan. So you, as Jordan, who has played this in the past, is First Crusade realistic here, or is it all about 200 pop with normal army?
Well, you also have to take into consideration that First Crusade, it is costly, and we're fighting against paladins right now, so I think it would be a very stupid move for Jordan to ever research First Crusade here. It would be a waste of resources, I think, but let's see what Jordan is going to go for. And we have indeed Paladin coming in now for Nicov, and Chemistry has finished as well. So Nicov is trying to wait for 1 minute and 40 seconds before he really wants to jump onto the economy of Jordan here.
I feel you've got no relics of your Nicov.
No.
You're not taking any of the extra golds on the map, as far as I can see.
No.
Also, there's only... Okay, Nikov's deleting villagers now to get more pop space.
Yep.
You only have 11 skirms, and there was 1 Treb from Nicov. That was the only siege, and now... You got trebuchets here from Jordan. I mean, I personally think when you're 200 pop with Sicilians, and you've got how many TCs? 3 TCs. Okay, maybe not as justifiable with 3, but I still feel like First Crusade is worth it because it takes you over 200 pop.
Okay.
So if it takes you over 200 pop, especially if you've got 5 TCs, obviously, you're going to get so much military, and that could maybe, you know, make the difference in any engagement.
Yeah, I understand the point. I will consider that in the future and talk to Jordan.
Jordan, trebbing down this castle. Nicov surely waiting for Paladin. Will he engage? It's 90 army. Keep in mind, Sicilian, Arbalest, and Halberdiers take less bonus damage from the skirmishers. Yep. This is an army that Nicov has really got to be terrified of.
Yeah.
And he's getting Corvinian army out of that castle, but that's not going to complete. So if he ever makes Magyar Hussars, it will cost gold.
Exactly. And now we are also having the castle being killed here by Jordan, and that is a beautiful thing. And We're about to see both players dancing around with the units, and T90, do you think there is going to be an engagement coming soon here, or is Nicov going to be forced to go back here?
If Nicov goes back, I think there's arguable that he loses this game. He needs to fight this. He doesn't have relics. He needs to take this engagement, and he takes the engagement, and this is a fight that I think is going to be really good for Jordan. Jordan has 70 army in queue, so if Jordan can just fall back, he could clear all of this, and Jordan takes the score lead, and Nicov had such a good position, and it's all just disappeared.
Yep.
As he gets Elite Magyar Hussar, and he's making Magyar Hussars that cost gold. Oh my god.
Yeah. He thought
he didn't complete Corvinian army.
Yeah, yeah. He thought he finished that one.
Oh, this is so good for Jordan now.
Yeah, and we have Castle coming up on the left-hand side as well of Jordan's base. He wants to defend his economy even further, but Nicov is there on time. And is this going to be a Outcast, and that's what I'm wondering here right now.
I believe so.
It's a Sicilian castle, though.
True, yes. I think it will be. That castle's been denied, and that's an opportunity for Nicov. What hurts me, though, is that he's still making Magyar Hussar that costs gold because he thinks he completed that tech.
Yeah.
Like, it would be okay to go for Skirman Magyar Hussar if he completed that technology, but this is not a player who has a lot of gold right now. And did Jordan do First Crusade? No, you didn't do First Crusade. You just produced some Sergeants, I guess.
Yeah.
Interesting.
No, I did not. Just wanted to get some of them out there. And yeah, Nicov right now, he has 0 on gold, T90. And the only thing he can build right now is literally skirms.
Halbs are incredible against Cav. And then skirmishers do less bonus damage against Sicilians. And this is before we talk about Jordan's farming eco, which is looking pretty good.
Yep.
And he's going to make a switch into light Cav. I think something that Jordan has done that Nicov struggled with in this game is he's made the proper amount of siege, and he's kept it alive. And he's going to swing those trebs over to the other side now.
Yep.
Nicov really needed to use siege.
Yep. He only had
and
one
he was
trebuchet.
so hesitant to take the fights. He was so worried. Like, if he had 5 relics, I would understand it. But, man, what a concern for Nicov right now.
Yep. Nicov now being pushed by Jordan with a lot of trebuchet and the arbalest here as well. And yeah, on the north side, he will try to do some raidings here as well, building the stables. The castle going to go up on the left-hand side for Jordan. And now we will see an engagement. Most likely, Nicov will try to jump onto the trebuchet, and let's see how well he's going to be able to do that.
It's going to be tough. That wood line is just making the perfect position for Jordan. Nicov is diving in with his skirms to focus down the arbalest. And Nicov is also repairing his castle, so it looks like he'll keep it up. Elite Magyar Hussar, they have a bonus against siege.
Yeah.
But they also have a unique tech that means they cost no gold. And unless he researched it since it was canceled, I still think he's spending gold for these units.
Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure he has not completed that tech. And now Nicov, he is expanding on left-hand side, building more farms here. And it is pretty clear that now the position where Jordan is on the hill at the 2 castles is going to be the most important position on the map, because that's where Nicov is taking in the stone, and he is still having gold here, which he is not utilizing yet, T90.
Yeah, no gold for Nicov there. Gold in the north is going to be locked down by Jordan. He's getting his cav upgrades. He also got Elite Sergeant, and I think there was a big window for Nicov here in this game. But if you're going to go straight cav, you needed to take engagements before Halb was fully upgraded. And while you had the gold, and I don't think thinking about Skirm was necessarily a bad choice, but I think the waiting around was the bad choice here for Nicov. And of course, he doesn't know he's spending gold on Magyar Hussar. I'll actually tell you a story, Jordan. I was playing a game with the Malay a couple weeks, or maybe last month or something.
Yep.
And I thought I researched Force Levy.
Yeah.
And I made over 100 two-handed swordsmen without Force Levy. And,
exactly.
You don't know till later or until your chat starts screaming at you. And you can lose games over that type of stuff. So
I've been there. It's so easy to overlook those kind of things, right? And especially when there's so many things going on in the game, it feels like, okay, sometimes it's so hard to make the right priorities in the game. And in that situation, if it has such a long-term impact on you, you better check twice. It's like checking out the wood upgrade and the horse color and stuff like that. It's just something you better check twice or 3 times than one too little.
Or if you're Nicov, maybe check 4 times because he doesn't have handcart yet. But maybe he'll get there. I mean, he's in a position with 70 on food to raid Jordan and really force Jordan to react. But there it is, first crusade for Jordan. So he'll get 7 free elite sergeants from his castle. Not his castle, sorry, from his town centers here in a bit.
What? First crusade.
And now we have Corvinian army for Nicov.
This guy.
He's probably like, oh my god, how much gold did I waste?
Yeah. And that is obviously very tilting. But yeah, Nicov people try everything he can to stay in the game. Jordan has the clear advantage now because he has such a beautiful position, and Nicov people try desperately to get close to the trebuchet. You mentioned it earlier, T90. The Mega Hustler have bonus damage against the siege units, but he was not able to snipe any trebuchet in the meanwhile. And now another trebuchet is coming in as well. So yeah, this is looking very, very good for Jordan so far.
Jordan doesn't even need to spend gold at this point. You've got your gold units, just make your trash units. And it's very hard for the skirmishers to be enough. And the big thing here for Jordan is he just wants to take out the castles.
Exactly.
He knows Nicov is invested in the Magyar Hussar. He's already doing okay against that. Just take out those castles. If nothing else, just because it's defending. And we've got a castle for Nicov on the left. And that has been denied by the sergeants. And I think this is where Nicov will have to call the GG, and he does. Jordan, when Castle Age started and you fell back to your base with your crossbows, what % would you have given yourself to win the game at that point? Like, when you were playing it, how did you feel?
I knew that I was in a disadvantageous position because I was not able to hit him. But, you know, the only hope I had was that he continues Paladin play or Cavalry play. If he goes Cav Archers into Hussar or Mega Hussar, what can I do? Like, nothing.
Yeah, so, then you get... like, the Hussar play would still raid you, and then Cav Archers would still be very strong.
Yeah, the only reason why I won this game was because Nicov misplay. That's the only reason, right? So yeah, percentage-wise, maybe 15%, because I was thinking like, okay, maybe with the in-play, I can make things happen. But yeah, when I saw him committing so heavily to cavalry, and I scouted that he didn't add archer ranges, I was like, okay, there is hope, but it's going to be tough anyway, because I know economy-wise I will be so far behind there.
I mean, there was no attempt from Nicov to go for the relics.
Yeah, that's surprising. That's surprising.
So, like, I feel like with the way he set up, at the very least, he should have attacked earlier, right? Like, build up your cav, at least make the cavalier spike work, because for a while you just had crossbow. Like, don't fight the main army, just, like, raid the sides. He had 1 trebuchet at most in this game. I would have loved to have seen Nicov do a few different things here. And yeah, maybe switching to Cav Archers could have worked out, but felt like one too many misplays, and then you took advantage of it here. Exactly. And was a good game. But, like, not a game that you'll be too pleased with yourself, probably, because you're like, well, I could have played the early game a bit better, I guess.
I'm not sure about that.
Or would you disagree?
Yeah, like I was very happy with the way the early game played out, because
against Magyars, I guess.
Yeah, the maps also, because everything for me was exposed, and for him it was a bit safer to wall, and it's very tough to make things happen then, right? So
yeah, true.
I feel like I did a good job in getting into the Imperial Age, but still he had a massive lead there. So yeah, I think. Did you see a big mistake I've done in early stage? Maybe losing those 2 villagers against 1 scout. That was definitely a misplay. But overall, I would say it was solid.
Yeah, I mean, it felt very weird to me at the time. And, you know, it's hard to know what would have developed had you not done it. To have, like, 25 crossbows and not be trying to at least force him into chain barding armor or force him into siege. Like, there was no movement there, but at the same time, your logic was, I don't want to be raided right now. I want to have army at home. And the way Nikov's base setup was, it was kind of a tough ask, I think. Because I think the only place you could have done significant damage was if you ran to the back of his base.
Yeah, and from the right-hand side.
Would be kind of a disaster, I think.
Yeah. If I go to the right-hand side, then there would have been potential. I went for left-hand side, and he was perfectly set up, right? So it was very hard.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Here we are, game number 3. Nicov in the red playing as the Goths. Remember that, and Jordan in the blue playing as the Dravidians. I just showed it on my side. I'm sure Jordan has shown the draft as well. The whole concept of the tourney is you draft civs for the opponent. You're not picking your own civilizations, and then after the draft is finished, you do get to decide on which one for each map. How were you feeling about it, Jordan? Did you see Dravidians versus Goths and feel like you had a good chance here?
No, not really. I mean, Dravidians, as we mentioned with the 200 wood, definitely can have a little boost at the beginning. But Goth is a very good civilization as well on this map because, usually we see a lot of militaries being built, like militia and men-at-arms, and Goth have the reduced costs on that, so that helps a lot. And you can get the middle control as well with that aggression if you go that route. And yeah, it's also a very open map. So if the Goth player is somehow capable of getting into the Imperial Age with a very good economy, then there are a lot of shenanigans which the Goth player can do.
Okay. Well, I think one thing I've learned on this map is that you have to take, well, this is probably due to the name, you have to take the fish or the fish. Like, I don't think you can get away with not docking and not taking the short fish. You need to do one or the other.
I had to think right now. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, like milling the deer on the left is way worse than taking the fish in the center with a mill.
Yeah.
There's less food, obviously, out there, but also it's just not quite as quick. So I think whatever the approach will be for Nicov, he'll be on one of those. And if I had to guess, I would say he probably focuses land and then just has to accept that there's no real bonuses for the Goths on water. And that I think he will likely dock here, but I could be mistaken. We'll see if you do that.
Okay, so you're saying Jordan will go for the dock, and Nicov most likely will focus on land aggression.
Yeah, I mean, it would make the most sense. I feel like to focus on land when up against Goths, considering how cheap the militia are, would, I think, be a mistake. And you're even getting loom now, Jordan, so I think that that villager's going to head out and dock.
Yeah, I think so as well. It is going that direction, right? And you want to... It is a thing which you have to decide as a player. Do you go for loom and just be on the safe side and go with the scout to scout because you don't need the scout to defend your villager? Or you don't go for loom but then play it safe and have the scout at your docking villager because, we've seen it a couple of times already in this tournament in the group stages that villagers have been picked off while building the dock. And that always costs the person to lose. And Nicov, he was checking, he wanted to attack, but he was checking, okay, there is Lupin, so I will not doing that. And something which Nicov is not going for, he is not gone for Loom yet, even though he's Goth.
Yeah, that's a bit weird. It is instant. It's not free anymore. It used to be free.
Yep.
I really hope he will take the middle. And I hope he won't get too close to the crocodiles there, because without loom, it'd actually be an issue for him.
Yeah.
Can I give a little bit of map feedback, which you obviously don't have to listen to, though?
Of course, always. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't think that there should be wolves on Atacama.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Say My Name agrees.
Yeah.
After what we saw earlier today.
Yeah. Also, on Coastal Mountain, there is also one wolf, apparently. And
really?
That can also be very, very bad. So,
yeah.
These feedbacks are really helpful, for sure.
Yeah, I think, but like this is interesting. I think there's two reasons why you might want to get loom in your case. When you docked, it's because A, the dock villager can get sniped, but B, because sometimes you leave the villager out there to take the fish, and you can't wall them in next to the dock here. So I really like that decision.
Yep. Zitar just complaining about wolves. He wants to have them removed from all maps.
Come on,
Zitar, man.
Come on.
This is Age of Empires, man. Like, hello.
But I honestly felt so bad for Say My Name earlier, so I just had to bring it up while we had the time.
Yeah, of course.
But okay, so great defense here from this blue player, and did know was a possibility, kept the villagers protected, and plus 200 wood will come into the Dravidian player upon arriving to the next stage. And so the fishing ships are working, and the villagers are protected, and this is likely going to be an archery range for Jordan. So I think this has gone how you would kind of expect it to go for both sides. Nicov is going to go fast feudal behind this, but he doesn't have fish, and then both players have to make decisions on what they do from here.
Yeah. The thing is, I'm not entirely sure who's ahead in this one, because Jordan, he has the fishing boats, which is obviously extra population, extra economy. And look at the villager. What is this village doing? Like, that's the pathing.
Did you press repair on that villager and it ran that side?
Yes.
Maybe he's trying to repair the front door because the front door is getting attacked?
Yeah, I don't care. That was so stupid.
Dude, that is really bad.
Yeah. I saw that and was like, seriously?
Yeah.
It's like that?
That is really bad.
Yeah. Because
down a villager when you shouldn't have been down a villager. And also, Nicov taking out the houses is super annoying in the first place. Now you also have to rebuild a house.
Yeah. So Nicov is doing the best he can with the early aggression he went for. And there's a hole for Jordan. Is Nicov seeing that one? No, he doesn't see it.
Oh, there is a hole.
Yeah.
Okay, it could be men-at-arms for Nicov. And Jordan tries to get the gate, but he gets gated, and it doesn't work. He could lose 2 here.
That is.
But he should save that one.
That is so disastrous. He lost already 2 villages against that aggression. And T90, I don't think about you, but this looks not too promising for Jordan right now.
Yeah, I would say losing 2 villagers is pretty bad.
Yep.
That's not a great start. But you also have fishing ships.
Yeah,
that's true. At this point, it is 25 eco for both, and the defensive fire is there. And Nicov made a dock and did nothing with it. So to me, I think that this is actually even right now. Jordan will have ranged units, and I'm looking at Nikov's villagers in the middle. And if there's ever a point where Jordan's got enough ranged units to push, those villagers are going to be off of food. He's got nothing on berries. He's got 0 fish. So I actually don't mind Jordan's position.
Yeah, the thing is, Nicov has the middle though, right? And the shortfish is just giving you such a beautiful income in terms of the food. So Nicov has also the map control with that. And he, in theory, also has the potential now to harass the fishing boats of Jordan as well. So let's see what Nicov is going to be doing with that dock. He didn't build it for nothing. Okay, now the fire galley is being queued up as well. And Jordan a bit sloppy here, not having the villagers working. And he has added the second archer range. And he is going to go for the middle here. While Nicov being annoying with the militia and also being aggressive to 2 skirms, 1 archer, and the spearman.
It feels like the flow of the game is for Nicov at the moment. Because Jordan is constantly, or you are constantly reacting. Sorry, it's weird, getting weird. But at least Jordan's heading to the middle right now.
Oh, that was my goal, T90, to make it at least weird for you as well.
Yeah, sure.
And look at the crocodiles!
Pulling away.
Yeah. The crocodiles, they're not attacking. They're just there for good lookings.
Okay, so base trade.
Yeah.
This could be really bad for both players, but right now it's looking slightly better for Jordan because Jordan's clearing up the army in his base. And he also is on the villagers from Nicov in the middle, though Nicov now has ranged units here.
Yeah, and this is a very chaotic game right now. Jordan trying to get the center position with the tower. And
now the crocodiles attack.
Don't ask me why. I think they should be removed from the game.
That's funny. Well, that's gonna certainly delay things here. But Jordan's sending everyone. What? Everyone's joining the party.
Yeah.
This tower should go up.
Yeah.
I don't see how this tower doesn't go up. There's so many villagers here.
Yeah, Jordan has literally sent how many villagers? 16 villagers. Like, he's super committed there.
And Nikov's going to try and rush this down. Nicov does not have the army. Nicov hasn't taken out the fish yet. If Jordan garrisons his tower and then fights with a few villagers, I think Nikov's throwing this. The towers do have more HP, but if Jordan just repairs, he should kill a lot of villagers here.
But he cannot repair because Nicov has all the surface area surrounding the tower. And now the tower is going to go down. That is something which is very lovely for Nicov. And he has a lot of low HP villages here. So he's trying to save those, and let's see if he's going to be able to do that.
3 fires for Nicov. So finally he might get around to killing fish, but it looks like he patrolled in and they're heading back. And meanwhile, the Eco KD is 7-3. And this is disastrous for the Argentinian right now. Jordan has full access to the center food. He also has had the fish. He might lose the fishing ships now, but I don't think in the moment, Jordan, you were too bothered by that. I feel like you're happy with the damage you've done.
Yeah, exactly. Pushing away Nicov from the middle was definitely the better trade for me, I would say. And also, we haven't focused or mentioned the fact that Dravidian skirms are shooting 25% faster as well.
True.
So,
yeah.
So that is really helpful in those kind of little skirmishes as well.
Yeah, and obviously Nikov's archer range is in the worst possible position, and he's been working off of 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think for Nicov, like, he tried to get back onto water, but it took, what, 10 minutes? Maybe like 7 or 8 minutes to finally find benefit there. And in hindsight, you know, maybe it would have been better if he went 2 ranges and continued to focus in the middle here. Despite Jordan having 3 minutes of TC idle time, the eco count is even, and I think a lot more efficient for the German. 300 food, and we even see the market at home now for Jordan, who's probably going to try and rush up towards Castle Age, which I don't think Nicov can justify doing. I think Nicov is really in big trouble here.
Yeah, he's adding a second archer range now himself, but he has lost full control of the middle. And let's see what he's opting to do. He just wants to continue building the skirms here. He's obviously very good with the micro on the range units especially. So he should be feeling confident there. And yeah, he's not on stone. So the tower he was building here is not in the best position. Because ideally you have that in the middle to secure the shore fishes, right? And that's something Jordan was trying to do. He failed in securing that one, but the idea was there. And yeah, the 25 extra carry capacity now, or 15, is helping a lot as well. And now Nicov is rushing forward into the middle with the villagers.
Okay, I like the idea to tower again here. We saw that stone purchase there. Like, you've got to feel like, if you're in Jordan's position, which must be a wonderful feeling, you're just like, well, I'm probably going to be in Castle Age faster than him. Or at the very least, you're thinking that even if Nicov is up, that at least you have a lot more army that you can use.
Yep. We have 15 army against 11 now for Nicov, but Nicov has 3 fire galleys also on the water, so Jordan has a clear advantage in terms of the ranged units. And Nicov, he's trying desperately to get into the middle as well to get the short fishes, because he doesn't want to have everything being taken by Jordan here. Nice snipe for the skirm by Nicov. And yeah, let's see. We will go into a stalemate situation most likely with those skirms, because literally we never see head-on-head fights. They're always shooting and then running to the sides. And yeah, that's exactly what we're seeing here right now.
Well, the potential for upgrades is obviously going to be there for Jordan. The potential for... I think you would normally think you want to make a stable here, but I forget if Dravidians even get knights. I feel like they don't get knights, right?
The only thing they have is elephants and light cap.
And maybe an elephant could do it, but also you could just upgrade your ranged units. The skirmishers are working fine, and Goths just don't really have... much to be excited about in this position. If they were on stone and on the way to castle and you could get Huskarls out, it'd be a different story, but Nikov's still a long way from that, and there's the stable for Jordan. So maybe he's about to find out. Did you know that you didn't get knights?
If I know. T90.
So you did know. You did know. Okay.
No, I did not.
Because it's taken me a bit to figure that out with some of the new sims.
Yeah, well, I learned a bit more now.
Okay, that's good. A Bodkin coming in and crossbow. Nicov did a really good job with the skirm micro, though.
Yeah, 100%.
I thought that Jordan would have pushed this back already.
Yeah, 100%. You know, it was funny. I was like seeing so many skirms and be like, you know, once I have Castle Age, I will just go knights and I will just shred everything. Well, it turned out that they don't have knights.
Yeah. Well, you're going to have to make... And elephants are expensive, too, but I still think it would be worth it to add one.
Okay. Yeah, let's see if Jordan is going that route as well. He continues building the crossbows here, and I just wanna put an emphasis on how well Nicov has been able to fend off the aggression with his fuel age skirms, and just a beautiful micro here.
Yeah, and good micro there from Jordan.
Yeah.
Who obviously wants to kill. I don't know if he's gotten in too close, but yeah, he's going to kill as much as he can before the upgrades come in.
Yep.
Nicov obviously has no food in the middle. We'll have to rely on farms, and both
fish.
players were pretty all in with eco for a while.
Yep, for sure. And Jordan's economy is not looking too hot right now as well. Nicov walling here on the right-hand side. He doesn't allow Jordan to enter here, because that would be completely devastating. And now Nicov has managed to get into castle age himself, and T90, he has a lead of 7 villagers here. So he's not looking too bad here.
Pretty crazy. Jordan's going to need to transition into farms here. Thankfully, he received plus 200 wood when he made it to the next stage. But there we go. Finally, an elephant's on the way. And we'll start to see farms at home for Jordan. Jordan could also take berries. Didn't take berries at all this game, which is
that's
probably
true.
a first.
Yeah,
maybe he doesn't want to ruin his wall. I don't know.
Yeah, that must be it. I'll have to ask him. So now with the stable, you know, as you mentioned, imagine investing into the stable and realizing that there are no knights you can produce. You have to build the elephant just to feel like you did it on purpose and you didn't waste 175 wood there, right?
Yep.
So you understand that thought process, right?
Yeah, I mean, you have to... Well, you kind of need something against skirms anyways.
Yeah.
And you want to be able to justify the decision a little bit.
And now we're coming back to the elephant in the room, T90.
Yeah, the elephant. There's 2 elephants in this room.
It's a big room.
See... we'll see if Jordan can fix his eco right now. It feels like Jordan is just going to dive here, and uh-oh. This is going to hurt Nicov. His eco's already a bit hurt. This is going to really cement Jordan's position.
Yeah. He lost 4 or 5 villagers in the process here, trying to quick wall these crossbows in. And now also what that helped is that Nicov was forced to retreat with his elite skirms and to clean up this army. And yeah, Jordan is just being super annoying with those Doombos and these crossbows here.
Yeah, also that one elephant killed 2 villagers next to the siege workshop during that.
Yep.
Farming eco now coming up for Jordan, who's going to castle the middle. What do you think about that castle position, considering there's very little shorefish remaining and you have a tower there?
I still like it because it gives him the map control in the middle. And that helps a lot, I guess, because now your opponent has to maneuver to the right-hand side or left-hand side in order to deal damage to you. And that already... that already helps a bit. And
it feels like if that army didn't get in there, that Nicov would have been in a really good spot to push back.
Yep.
But that delayed him so much.
Exactly.
And now we have 3rd TC for Jordan.
Yep. 3rd TC coming up for Jordan as well. And Nicov, he currently has 2 TCs. He has the fish though. And we have a very equal game here. Nicov has the army lead. But in terms of villagers, it looks exactly that even here.
Yeah, you got to think about the scalability too. I feel like skirmishers in the long run might be good against Dravidians, but just not the unit you really want to go to Imperial Age with Goths.
Yep.
That said, Nicov, 2 TCs, could maybe add a 3rd and a 2nd. Still missing Horse Color, though, and the Castle Age Wood upgrade, which I think is going to hurt him.
Yeah. Sure.
Did you know anything about the Yurumi Swordsman before you ended up making one?
I'm so happy that you asked, T90, because I wanted to be confessing something.
Okay.
I thought I go into the castle to produce the disco thrower.
Oh, so you confuse that with the other civs.
Yep.
The disco thrower is for the
Gurjaras.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I have the castle up and I'm like, oh, that's the other one.
Well, I think the Yurumi Swordsman, of all the new unique units, it's probably not the most helpful for this situation.
Exactly.
But against Goths, I think the Yurumi Swordsmen are actually one of the best because they're very good against melee units.
I think that's even the best melee unit we have in the game. If it has all the upgrades. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So, you know, it was not too bad to have the castle anyway, but I was still a bit disappointed. But at least now at that moment I realized, okay, I have that unit instead of the other one. I will have to make it work somehow.
I'm just like you're making this elephant work on the water right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the elephant is going ham, man.
That's so funny. I just watched an elephant kill a fire ship. What in the world? And well, he's gonna 1v2 the other fires as well. It's actually working.
Yeah.
You're actually gonna raid the water with a freaking elephant.
That is 5-head play, isn't it?
Dude, I'm jealous, man. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I mean, it made sense, right? There's monks out there, so where else are you gonna send it?
Yeah. In the hindsight, it makes totally sense there. And it's just like the elephant. It felt like the stable must have had its purpose, and I think now I can say it has accomplished that.
Oh, 1v1 battle. Nikov's microing. Nicov was microing the fire ship. Did you micro this? Don't tell me you killed this fire ship. Don't tell me you killed this fire ship. Oh my God, I swear to God,
look at
Jordan, if you
Nicov.
kill this fire ship. He
Look at
brought
Nicov.
skirms over.
Nicov, oh, is he able to kill that one elephant before his goes down? And oh!
I just love the fact that he brought his skirms over for an elephant.
Yeah.
Jeez, dude. Well, the Yurumi swordsmen are here. Jordan now has a really good economy. Probably could build up towards the second castle. And, you know, the Goths long term is revolving around infantry. And Yurumi swordsman is very strong against other forms of melee units and infantry. So I'm beginning to worry a little bit for Nicov right now.
And fishing boats. See the raid on the south side.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Look
yeah.
at that,
I see it.
Look at that. Look
Look
at
at the micro.
Bam!
Bam.
I love that unit so much. Yeah.
Well,
so,
it's I'm pretty sure that they kind of broke it a little bit. I think it's gonna have to be changed at some point.
Yes, they have to.
With the way it works.
Yeah. Okay, so Jordan is. Yeah, go ahead, T90.
I was just gonna say, so it does like a little bit of like splash damage.
Exactly.
So it damages adjacent units.
Yep.
And the amount of damage it does to adjacent units is absolutely insane, to the point where Yurumi swordsmen will beat Teutonic knights and paladins and everything. So I think that's something they'll address at some point.
Yeah, they have to, right? It's just way too strong here. And now Nicov, he is building a castle in the middle as well. And look at his resources compared to Jordan. So he will be able to go up to Imperial Age much, much faster here. And Jordan, in the meanwhile, he is building a second castle in the south side. He's defending on the main base very nicely with the mangonel and the walls. But the much later Imperial Age time for Jordan could be potentially a problem here, I would see.
I feel like full Yurumi swordsman with rams would win the game right now.
With
but
rams?
With rams would be sick.
With rams?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you be talking about the armored elephant?
Oh, yeah. You know, it's the same thing. It's the same.
I gotcha. 2-1 for you.
It's the same thing. Yeah. Best of 5.
Yeah. No, but...
So is this fast imp into... I guess it's got to be Trebs, obviously, for Nicov. Because if Nicov takes out those castles, this Jordan guy could have a really big problem without his swordsman.
Yeah. I don't think Blue is in a good position here. Like, yes, his economy is better, but Nicov can do a lot with his economy as well. He has 84 villages on in total, so he definitely has things working. And yeah, he doesn't have the knowledge yet that the second castle is there as well for Jordan. But if he sees that, then that's an easy point for him to use his trebuchet as well.
Wow, there's a lot of farm eco in the back for Jordan.
Yeah.
At this point, did you know that Nicov was up to imp, or did you think you were just out booming him?
I was thinking I'm completely out booming him, and I will even hit Imperial Age faster than him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was expecting the same. While I was casting this, I was expecting that to be the same.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, you did have like 50 or so on wood, so maybe just a little late to transferring villagers off of wood.
Yep.
But really tricky, man. Nicov, well played. To get to imp, he's going to make trebs. He's getting chemistry, and I think chemistry is the best choice for him.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. Because with chemistry, he will also have the possibility to go for hand cannoneers. And the hand cannoneers should be extremely good against the Rumi swordman. So I'm just
fight
wondering...
from Nicov.
Yeah. Say again?
I was going to say, at this point, I think it's fair to say that Nicov probably should have won one of the first 2 games. Could have won both. They were very close.
Yep.
But I think he should have won or capitalized on advantages in either game 1 or game 2, right? So for him right now, he wants to show what he's capable of here.
Yeah.
And we see supplies for Jordan. Supplies. You going champions here, Jordan, huh?
You love supplies, don't you?
It's not bad.
Yeah, the thing is...
Do you know why I always scream supplies?
There's a reason behind it. Tell me.
Well, it's because low elo players always click it, and then they never make infantry.
Ah.
It's because I think my theory is it's because there's apples on it, and it looks like something you should click. It's like low elo players will research coinage because it looks like it has a coin, and coins are good, and golds are good. Yeah. They'll research coinage, so they're like, oh, this must be good. They don't read it. So that's why.
No way. That's completely beyond my imagination. Like, okay, I would never even think that direction. Like, oh, okay, this picture I like. I'll go for it.
Yeah. Well, I assume at this point you expected there to be quite a bit of infantry here from Nicov.
Yeah.
As you're sending men-at-arms into a castle.
Yeah, that's not
And
good.
Nicov is about to take the castle out in the middle, and Nicov is making the counter to infantry with an infantry civ, and that is hand cannons. So Nicov is alive in this game, for sure.
Yeah, and look at his villager count. He has 120 villagers, so he has been booming up very, very heavily. Also, seeing the castle on the south side is very good for Nicov as well. And he feels like he's closing in the score difference between him and Jordan. And Jordan now forced to build another castle here on the north side as well, just to be very secure at home. And now we see the army composition of skirms and champions, or soon to be champions, for Jordan. While Nicov is going for bombard cannons, trebuchet, monks, and what else? Hand cannoneer mostly.
I like the Skirmisher edition here. Skirmisher actually takes care of all the problems you might have if you're Jordan, but you're going to lose these forward castles here, and that's going to be a concern.
Exactly.
In terms of gold control, the new castle for Jordan, or you, for those that are still asking.
Or you.
Some people are like, is that MVL? I'm like, no, it's actually Jordan.
Man, you're getting confused yourself, T90.
There's so much gold available for the blue player right now. Underneath the castle, he might lose. And then more towards the north, he's got golds there. And I think for Nicov, he's got 1 on the left. So, he's got 2 on the left, actually.
Yep,
okay,
yep.
so
One.
he's got a little bit more to work with than I thought. Oh, and he's even got 1 on the right. So I take it all back. That was a waste of words. This is still a close game when it comes to gold.
Yeah, for sure. Now we have chemistry, wood, steel, and plate mail armor coming in, and champion upgrade coming as well. So a lot of beautiful techs. And T9, do you know what wood steel does?
They strip the armor from the enemy attacks?
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
So,
okay.
Yeah. So that way, if you have that technology, you're literally going to be able to deal so much damage to whatever you're fighting if you are having an infantry unit. And that's just a lovely
if it's
tech.
a heavily armored unit, yeah.
Yeah, Teutonic Knights,
Like
for example, get shredded, right? Just because of that tech.
Feels like right now it's not hugely relevant, but it could be, as Nicov is clearly distracted. Oh boy. He wants to take out this castle, and he could lose a bomber cannon to skirmishers because he's distracted by skirms. Your faster firing skirms are doing work right now.
Yeah, they are so helpful against the composition Nicov is going for right now. And we see siege elephants coming in as well, T90. And that unit is going to be so merciless against those trebuchet because it's also killing the siege units faster. T90 is like, what?
I thought it one-shotted it, but I guess the treb was already weak. I was like, whoa, man. And wow, both the trebs go down. What a great play there.
Yeah, I was sure you were thinking that. It's like,
I guess
wow.
Capture Age didn't show me it took damage. I was
That
like,
unit
holy
is
crap.
badass against trebuchets.
I mean, in my experience, the siege elephants haven't felt super strong yet because of the cost.
Yep.
The cost is definitely something you have to factor in, but it's certainly helpful that the castle still stands for Jordan, and now he can make a push with his Woots Steel Champions. This is actually a first for me. I haven't actually seen this happen in competitive AoE 2 yet.
Okay.
And so I don't see what Nicov can really do to stop those the champion siege elephant.
Yeah, it's going to be very tough for Nicov to stop that one, because he currently has only 150 population for him, and Jordan meanwhile having 2,200 population, and he's even going for town patrol 90. Like that's attack which you never see, literally.
Yeah, and no sanctity.
Yeah,
Feels bad,
like, let's not even get started about that one. Having 2 monks on the field and not sanctity is just a big blunder.
With 1,300 gold? Come on.
No way.
What a noob.
Yeah, no way there. And
oh, we could see a big shot here for Jordan. It is just a mangonel, but
yeah,
it seems as though Nicov noticed it, though.
Nicov paying attention, killing the mangonel with the Huskulls, but T90 on the south side, he's losing all his ground against those siege elephants, and Jordan is pushing through here on the south side, while on the north side also having a little stalemate here. And Nicov, he has to make a decision now. Where does he want to defend here?
Yeah, and also, he's regretting his decision of giving Jordan Dravidians to the hybrid map.
Yep.
It feels like a really bad matchup, actually, for Gots at this stage, right? Like, with the Woot Steel upgrade?
Yep.
It's pretty hard.
I think as Goth, you cannot fight that. How do you ever beat the Skirm champion composition?
I don't think you do.
I think you can't.
I mean, the only thing would be if you spammed faster, right? Which is the same as like Goths against Slavs, you would have to outproduce.
Yeah.
But you know, Jordan you have had greater gold control, and you've got to the army comp, and these lovely siege elephants are taking out all the castles, and the skirmishers are working on the hand cannons, and Nicov taps out. I said it like 20 minutes ago, when Nicov hit Imp. I really think he deserved a win here. Like, I think he could have gotten a win. This 3-0 doesn't tell the whole story.
No, it does not. For sure, yeah.
But I said it before the series. I was like, listen, I think Jordan is the more consistent player. I think Nicov has, like, crazier moments. He has maybe higher highs, but he also has lower lows.
Yep.
And I think we saw some of those lows today in the series. So how are you feeling about your performance, Jordan, having just casted your own set and everything? Tell me how you're feeling after the 3-0.
Well, I gotta say, after what I've seen so far from this Jordan player, I felt like he's done a good job so far. You know, nothing standing out in particular, but as you mentioned, he was very consistent in what he was doing, and I think he has, if he continues playing like that, he could have a bright future in front of him, so I hope he just continues playing. And I totally agree with you that Nicov has you know, always had the possibility to win games. It felt like 1 or 2 times in the specific games he did the wrong call or a bit of a mismanagement of the micro, and that's why he was not able to close out the game. Like, for example, the first game where he had the crossbow mass against my archers, like, he could have won there, and also the second one was just very close as well. If he goes for CA, I lose that, and Yep. It's definitely, you know, Nicov, it's just those the very small things which are missing, and if he is kind of able to fix those, then he will be wrecking so many players. He might be falling short right now, but you know, just so many small things.
Well, Jordan, thank you for getting ready so quickly for the interview. We're going to send it back to my co-caster now. Jordan, that was a great best of 5.
Yeah.
I had a good time.
Yeah.
And thank you also for obviously hosting all this and casting together today. It was a good time. We had some good games. I think, though, that there will be even better games next weekend and the weekend after that, because for the players who lost, like Nicov, they have an elimination game.
Yeah.
And they play the other players who lost within the group.
Yep.
So they'll get back to the drawing board, and they have the potential to win that game, and then they would play the loser of whoever won of the winner's match within the group. So there's simply 3 rounds. So is possible. I think that means you are up against ACCM, correct?
Yes.
So it's very possible if Nicov wins and you lose to ACCM that you guys rematch, and
exactly.
for all the marbles to advance out of the groups. You never know. So